Morning, welcome.
Morning, welcome.
Morning. Morning.
Welcome. Please take a seat, make some.
Good morning, Anne. All right. Hi, Alison. Hi, Rachel. Oh, yeah.
Isn't
It
it?
is, yeah. Right, come on.
Easter eggs! You come to sit unprepared, that's what I say.
Hello. That one's got my name on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, No Strings Puppet Company proudly present A Tale of Two Easters.
So, how does Easter fit into this story?
Well, the Roman soldiers crucified him, and he was buried in a tomb, and then a big boulder was rolled up to the door.
And what happened next?
He came alive again. The stone rolled away from the tomb, and that's what Easter is all about. If you're sad and you're feeling low, there is something that you should know. Jesus loves you and loves you more than anything. He wants to be your king. Reaching out to each girl and guy, Jesus love's gonna lift you high. So let's praise him with music, praise the Lord divine, join in the dance.
Thanks very much, guys. That was really good. Now, what we're going to do, you guys are going off now to Kids Zone, all you younger ones, so if you want to to just walk, go running, there's enough out there for everybody to find, so if you want to go over to the door.
What we're going to do is we're going to divide you in half, okay? So half of you will stay in here and we're going to make this. We're all going to make one of these. It's a little box that you can give to somebody with Happy Easter on there. We put it together, we cut it out from this, and you cut it out, colour it, and then we put one of those split pins in, and then you move the stone away, because today is Easter Sunday, of course, when Jesus rose from the dead, and we put Easter eggs in there. Then we'll shut it up so they don't fall out, okay? So we're all going to make one of those. But we're going to do it in two halves. Shh, boys. We're going to do it in two halves.
Right, all right, come on then.
Thank you.
Right. Lots of fun.
There we go. That's it.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah!
Off you go then!
Off we go. Wow. Sorry, Kev, I'll get out of the way. Oh, that's good. We're zooming on that.
Zooming in on my hand.
Fantastic.
Cut out.
To all of his disciples, it looked like defeat. It looked like the end. They could see no way out. Even though Jesus had told them many times that he was going to come alive again, that there would be resurrection, but they just didn't understand. They couldn't see it. And so it seemed like defeat. But the defeat turned into a huge victory as we come to the resurrection.
Jesus was crucified, died and was buried on the Friday.
Saturday passed without any event. But early on the morning of Sunday, Jesus' friends went to his tomb with spices to anoint his body. When they got there, they found the tomb had been opened, but there was nobody inside. Jesus had left the tomb, he had risen from the dead and was alive. He came to his disciples and showed them the marks of his crucifixion, so that they were in no doubt that his resurrection was physical, literal and actual. The disciples who had been frightened and confused were then transformed into the people of faith, who would take the message of Christianity to the end of the earth.
So the empty cross, the empty tomb, the empty grave clothes. People think that the body was taken. Some people think the disciples took the body, others that the Romans took the body. Why on earth would you take a body and leave the grave clothes behind? You wouldn't do. You'd just lift the body up, all wrapped up, and you'd put it somewhere else, wouldn't you? You wouldn't leave the grave clothes. It's another sign that Jesus rose. But what he did after that, because he was out of the grave clothes, he appeared to his disciples. That same day, they were in a room. They were terrified. They bolted the doors. They were worried that the Romans were coming after them as well. They bolted the doors, and Jesus appears to them right in the middle of them, dressed in his normal clothes, but actually bearing the marks of his crucifixion. But he shared with them, and he shared to over 500 people. He met with over 500 people. He shared on the road to Emmaus. He walked with two disciples who were saddened by what happened, and he explained all sorts of things with them, but he sat down to a simple meal, and as he broke the bread and gave thanks, they knew it was Jesus, because it was the way and the words that he used. And so he had fellowship with them. He sat down and ate with them. On another occasion, he was on the beach. They were out fishing. He cooked for them. He cooked a breakfast. So it's a promise that he will be with us, that he wants to be with us. He wants to be in sort of fellowship, in relationship with us, if we just to let him. So it seemed a huge emptiness. It seemed that everything had gone wrong, but actually everything was to plan, as it was meant to be. It's been lovely to see you, and I hope you have a great break. The children have a good break from school. Unfortunately, it means that some of you won't have a break because you're going to be with them. But if you're going away, have a lovely time away. It's been great to see you. We look forward to seeing you again.